Okay, in this video I want to continue to explore the Midi Mutator rhythm generator regenerate with algorithms. And what I've got up now, the last video we started with a phrase that was all eighth notes, and you can see in this phrase we're starting with half notes. We've got this time 4 measures, and they're all half notes. So we Midi Mutator, we can shift double click to open it up. All right, there we go. So let's first of all, if you right click on Algo number 1, you've got a slider here, and I'm going to play with that so you see what it does. But I'll set it to 100, randomness 100. So let's see what happens. I'm going to just start clicking. All right, so what we've got now is we've got a half note and a quarter, and the rhythm is repeating itself. So let's listen to that. All right, let's undo that, and we see that the pitches don't change, just the rhythm. Okay, so we go back to that, and let's click it again. You can continually click the button, the lightning bolt, and each time you're going to get well, I won't say you're going to get a different rhythm every time, because there's a randomness going on here, but most times you will. So let's click it again. See, that time nothing happened, but this time something did. So now we have the half note and the quarter, and a quarter note rest on beat 4 of each measure. Now, instead of stopping every time, why don't I just put it on cycle play, and then I'm going to just start clicking this and see what kind of different combinations we get. Well, that goes back to the first. This one's different. Now we just have 2 quarter notes and a half note rest. Click it again. Now we have 2 quarter notes on beat 1 and beat 4. Click it again. Alright, I think we've kind of exhausted the possibility. So let's right click on this and go in the other direction and see. Let's do 25. See if that makes much difference at all. Alright. Click it again. So a quarter note on beats 1 and 3. Now we've got quarter notes on beat 1 and 4. Click it again, nothing. Click it again. Quarter notes on beats 1 and 3. Now quarter notes on 1 and 2. Okay? Alright, it's getting a little tiresome there, but we can see what that does. That's pretty straightforward. Now, let's see what happens if we go back to our composition. If we take this phrase and we've seen what happens with eighth notes, but we haven't seen it with quarters. So let's see. Okay, I use the rhythm generator to let me go back just so you know what I did. So this arpeggiator phrase is from the browser, and this is a generator phrase. So you have two types of phrases: generators and non-generators. With the generators, when you right-click on them, you can go to this tab, and you have a whole lot of things you can do with them. And one of them is go to the rhythm. And what I did, and there's a whole lot you can do here, but I selected smooth rhythm, and then the shortest note a quarter, longest a quarter. So basically, I just used the phrase generator to change these notes from halves to quarters. Okay, so let's shift, double click, and now let's see what happens to this to our phrase with algorithm number 1 on quarter notes. So we've done eighth notes in the last video. We just did some half notes. Now we've got all quarters, and let's see what we've got here. So click on 1. Okay, so now we can see what's happened. We've got 2 quarters, no change there, but the third beat changed to an eighth, and then it moved the fourth quarter back and changed it to a quarter. So it kind of shifted. Let's listen to that. All right, let's click it again. Stop here because I see something that I haven't seen before. Okay, so we've got a quarter on beat 1, beat 2 is a rest, beat 3 are 2/8, and beat 4 is a quarter. We've got the same rhythm in measure 2. Yeah, they're all the same. So all 4 measures have the same rhythm, right? And that rhythm is quarter note beat 1, beat 2 is a rest, beat 3 is 2/8 notes, and beat 4 is back to a quarter. So that's our pattern. All right, let's continue. We'll hit it a few more times. Okay. I'm clicking, there we go. All right. Now I'll turn this up to 100, see if that really makes any difference. Now we've got all 8 notes. I'm not seeing any quarter notes. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm hitting the wrong button there. Let's stop. All right, got to go back. Sorry about that. Okay, so let's see, make sure we got, so we're up to 100 on the randomness. Okay, let's see. Hit it again. again. New one. I'm not seeing any quarter notes. It's all eighth notes. Hit it again. One more time. Okay. Now if we go back to our 25, let's see if that is going to bring back the quarter notes. Clicking it, no, no. Now, what if we go back to, let's go back to the, bring it back in, and so we're on the 25%. I'll hit it again. So now we're getting a mixture of the quarter notes, 1/4, and the rest eighths. So it looks like what happens is that, and I wouldn't have expected this, but somehow if you begin with quarters and you have the randomness set on the lower end, it'll change some of the quarters, or most of them, to eighth notes. But if you go all the way to 100%, it becomes, they all become eighth notes after a couple of iterations. Okay, so that's what we've seen. And going over to, we had no repetition, and I'm really not sure what this is supposed to do, because it's clearly repeating the rhythm on every single bar. We get the same rhythm, which I think is a good thing. So repetition every 4 bars. Yeah. So it looks like if you hit it every 4 bars, you don't. Okay, let's just see what we've got. We've got an eighth arrest, 2 eighths, and an eighth, then a rest and a quarter note rest on B4. Then the rhythm changes on measure 2. Yeah, completely changes on measure 2. In fact, in measure 2 we only have 3 notes, and then measure 3 we have 4 notes and a different rhythm, and then measure 4 we have 5 notes. So we have 4, 3, 4, and 5. So, and the rhythm changes. So it looks like I was interpreting this repetition the wrong way. It looks to me like if you have it repeating every 4 bars means that you get no repetition for 4 bars. Now, if I'm right about that, okay, so let's do this too. And yeah, okay. Let's go back. Okay. All right, I've got repetition set to 2 bars. I've got Algo set to 100%. I'll hit the button. Okay. So now let's see what that did. we've got measure 1, an eighth, an eighth, an eighth, and a quarter, an eighth note rest, and then a quarter on B4. Then we've got a completely different rhythm. In fact, we have only 3 notes on measure 2. They're all quarters. Then we have the rhythm, the same rhythm that's in rhythm 1 repeats on rhythm measure 3. So 1 and 3 are the same, and then 2 and 4 are the same. So this is important. This is important. When you're doing like a 4-bar phrase, you can have the rhythm so that you get rhythm, the same rhythm in measure 1 and measure 2, and then a different rhythm in measure 2 and measure 4. So that's really that's very musical. You're going to see, obviously we want to do that often. So, or another way of looking at it is that we have one rhythm that spans 2 measures, and then that rhythm repeats for 2 measures. So you can look at it either way. Let's listen to that. Yeah, that's really nice. Okay, we'll stop there. So as you can see, this one single algorithm, number 1, really can do a lot of different things with your music. So I guess we'll go to algorithm number 2 in the next video. I think we've gone long enough on this one. Okay, see you in the next one. Thank you. Bye.